name is Eula, and today we're gonna read The Magic Tree of Merlin Mission 11 Dark Day and the Deep Sea. And today we're gonna start reading at chapter 5 Ooze, and we end up reading at chapter 6, okay? And now, are you ready for this one book with a lot of stories? And now, here we go! And first you can read is The Magic Tree of Merlin Mission 11 Dark Day in the Deep Sea. Chapter 5 Ooze. The captain turned and strolled away. Sorry, friends, Henry said to Jack and Annie, but Captain is in charge. He looked at Annie. He looked around. I see Joey and Tommy are helping the man bringing up the catch now. As soon as they are free, I will ask them to take you back to the shore. I'm very sorry. That's okay, said Annie. You did what you could. Before you young people live, perhaps you would like to see today's spaceman, said the professor. Sure, said Jack and Annie together. Then come along, said the professor. Every single day we make new discoveries. Hurrying with Annie across the deck, Jack couldn't wait to see what had just been brought up from the deep. And following Henry and Professor, the team of the sailors, pulling up their large nets. The nets are shaped like a giant bag with the mops attic like a bottom. What are those mops for? Said Annie. They're sweet little animals from the floor of the ocean, explained Annie. And then we put them to patch the darkness into the light of the day, said the professor. That must scare them, said Annie, but Professor didn't seem to hear her. Over years we have hold of the tens, dozens of the spacemen, he said, and the sailors dumped the bag off the deck. Jack saw mostly mud, but lying in the mud was very tiny, squirmy, pink yellow fish, that furry orange sea stars. So, no monsters there, huh? Said Annie. No, the professor looked at her. Not today, my dear, he said. I was just kidding, said Annie. Do you believe in monsters? Oh, well, the professor looked at the serious. The sea is very deep, my dear. The covers is nearly 3/4 of the world. So I say to myself, might it not indeed hold many mysterious creatures, including monsters? Good point, replied Jack. But don't be afraid, children, said the professor. Someday we will catch the monsters and study them. We will counter the fears with the knowledge. Don't we, Henry? Yes, sir, said Henry. Counter of the fears with the knowledge. The professor replied, and quite that interesting. I shall add it to my lectures. And low thunder rolled the sky. Jack looked up, but black clouds hovered over to the head, and a strong gust of wind swept over to the deck. Attention, the captain shouted, heading toward them. A square is hands our way. For now, take the children below the main deck. Yes, sir, said Henry, and he smiled at Jack and Annie. Well, friends, I suppose you can stay with us a while longer after all. Yay! Annie said softly. Only those who watch stay on deck, said Captain Shout to his crow. Everyone else just get below. Henry and Jack and Annie have hurried down the way just as the rain began to pour down. Water dripped from the hair and backpack, the life vest, as he and Annie followed Henry down the steep flight of the stairs to the lead hallway. Our ship is covered from the war vessel to the ship of the sea laboratories, Henry said. The Navy removed 16 18 guns on the board to make room for them. Would you like to see mine? said Henry. There's Navy removed 16 to 18 guns on the board and made for them. Oh yes. Would you like to see mine? Yes. And oh yes, said Jack. And he couldn't wait to see an actual sea lavatory. Follow me. Henry unlocked the door and showed Jack and Annie to the large thin room. There was a small skylight over to the head. Rain pounded against the glass, and Henry obstructed a match-lit couple of the oil lamps, and shadows was dancing around at the room. Jacob smiled and led down to the deep side. He loved to see shelves and line of the hundreds of the different sized bottles. The bottles were full with the wooden table. It held maps, rulers, the markers, and the bowls of the girlies looking stuff and a big microscope. Henry, have a look at the microscope. Would you like to see something of the remarker table? He said. Oh yes, said Annie. She peered through the ice piece. Wow, this is amazing, she breathed. Let me see, said Jack, but his backpack down at the table looked at the microscope. He saw a tiny skeleton into the seahorse. Cool, he said. The seahorse is not bigger than the grain of the sugar, said Henry, but of course I'm fantastic and admired by larger creatures as well. As just yesterday, the spent of the several hours studying to the ear bone of the dolphin and his tooth to the shark. And what is into the whole of those bottles? Asked Annie. But she pointed to the rods and rods of the boat, tiles of the Henry's slaps. Many coast trials, said scientist. That is a large one, for instance, holding a creature that looks like a giant sock. Some call it a bubblefish. But it's not a fish at all, and made up from the millions and tiny of the creatures. Ew, said Annie, and the raw sea slug, said Henry. He pointed to the bright yellow blob floating to the clear liquid. Nice color, said Jack. We study whenever we bring up from the deep, said Henry. The measure and spaceman's is identity them. And then we have preserved them into the bottle of the alcohol and left the bottles. So all those bottles are full of the dead sea creatures, said Annie. Oh no, many bottles are simply full with the ooze from the bottle of the sea, said Henry. Ooze? Said Jack. The African name of mud, said Henry, smiling. Here, feel it. Henry picked it up one of the plates and tables held out to Jack and Annie as they rubbed the sticky wet mud between their fingers. Whose is a good name of it, said Jack. Henry gave him a club and wiped their hands. And then he picked up the large book from the table, and there was a notebook as I transferred my drawings in nature history spaceman, he said, and he had opened the book. Inside were beautiful watercolors of the shells, plants, and butterflies. This is great, said Jack. Henry's notebook reminded him the notebooks I had seen Leonardo da Vinci studio. This is beautiful, said Annie. She reached across Henry's table and picked up the gleaming round shell. The shell was white with the cover reddish-brown lines. Yes, Henry said softly, my NATO shells. Is one of your spacemen, said Annie. No, said Henry. I don't consider them to the spaceman. It's more like a treasure. And I'm afraid I grew quite fond of the little creature who knows what's living inside of the shell. What did you do? Said Annie. Oh, it's just a swam around to the small tub I have for him, said Henry, but he knew backyard's rather funny. He filled himself to the water and squirted out all over to me. Henry smiled. It's quite sad when he died, and I wish I had returned to him to the sea. Henry put the shell down and let know how to quite sigh. Silly to think that way, I know. Not silly at all, said Annie. The ship's bell rang. Oh, time to go, said Henry. The captain runs tight to the ship. It's against the rules to be late, so let us to be off of the wardroom. What is the wardroom? Said Jack. And there were the scientists and the naval officers. Eat, said Henry. Eat, said Jack quickly. Dwight of a boat made him feel quizzy again. Yes, said Henry. He blew down to the 2 oil lamps. Come along, you must join us. It's lunchtime. Oh, now it's Jack and Annie and the ship's lunchtime. So now Jack and Annie and Henry are going to the eating wardroom. And now it's chapter 6, pea soup. Oh, pea soup? Peas are kind of vegetable round thing, right? I think the pea soup might be a bit yummy because I have ate the pea and it's a bit yummy than I thought. And now I think tomorrow I'll be reading New Beginning New Stories, or gonna start reading at chapter 6 and then I'm reading at chapter 7 or 8, okay? And now, did you have fun? You lost English Country will be come back with some Steve's book or a New Beginning New Stories, okay? Now bye-bye everybody, and please thumbs in my YouTube. Bye-bye everybody.